Hey everyone, it's Designer Lily here with Spock. So today I want to share about why you should get a poodle, especially a toy poodle, and why they're so great. So I did a lot of research before getting my boy here, and he has been a very good boy so far. He has always done really well in his classes. You know, we did a lot of like training classes and just training in general, and I just want to go over why if you are looking for a dog, you should pick a poodle. So starting off with number one, of course you know that they are intelligent, they're highly trainable, but the thing is, they want to please you. And that's one of the reasons why I think they do so well in obedience competitions, is because they want to make their owners happy. You know, with other breeds that could be more independent, that could be more aloof, like Pyrenees dogs, I think, they have a different breeding where their job is to be autonomous and to be out there making their own decisions. With poodles, they are, at least with toy poodles, they're bred as companion dogs, so their life's mission is to make you happy. Like, they want to see you smile. They get so excited when you just do things like, for example, me pulling out this camera to film. He got like all excited and like, I want to be in the camera, you know? And this part of having a dog that's bred to be a companion or bred to be someone that wants to be near you, that really changes a lot of things, because some dogs, they may not be bred to do a certain role, and they may just end up being a dog that wants to do things by themselves. And for example, if you want a cuddle bug and the dog doesn't want to cuddle, then you're probably never going to get a dog that's going to be cuddly. But if you had a dog that's bred to be a lap dog, they love to like be in your lap. You don't even have to like entice them. They just like, your lap is open, they'll like try to jump into it. So I just want to say that these dogs are smart, trainable, but the number one thing I think is that they aim to please you with, you know, all their smarts. So that's great. And then number two is they have such great temperaments. Oh my goodness, with him, if you, okay, there's a caveat. You have to get a well-bred poodle from a reputable home, because poodles, the way they're bred, they can vary, you know, depending on if you get it from a breeder who may just be backyard breeding and doing it for profit, and they might just like breed nilly-willy. Like any mom poodle, they may just breed multiple times a year, not really care about any temperament, you know, defects or any behavioral defects or any genetic defects. But if you get a poodle that is well-bred, intentionally bred, and there is attention paid to how they have these genetic dispositions, then you will get a great and sound temperament. And poodles, I think, have one of the best temperaments for companion dogs, especially small dogs. And at least for Spock, he's that way because his mom was also a snugglebug and calm, and his dad had a really great temperament. And a lot of these things that affect their personality have to do with genetic dispositions. So when they're bred for, like, for example, he's from show. When they're bred for things like show, they have to show a great temperament when they're being judged, or else they get like defaulted and obviously wouldn't be able to rank or win and just be eliminated. So it's important that they're able to be really friendly with everyone, be okay with being touched, you know, just be a dog that is showing like friendliness, like confidence, but also eagerness to, you know, please you, and just do a lot of different things like, you know, obedience trials or agility trials, etc. So temperament has to do with temperament has a lot to do with how they're bred, but in general, toy poodles have a very great temperament anyways. Again, with the caveat, you want to make sure that your breeder is a reputable breeder, and you want to make sure that your breeder is not someone who's just breeding dogs just to like make money, like backyard or puppy mill breeders. But aside from that, if you avoid those types of breeders, you'll get a great dog. And the third thing I want to talk about with my little boy Spock is that he doesn't shed. He's hypoallergenic, but the amount of times you have to groom him is actually not much. So I always get him groomed to be very short when I go out to like the salons, and I request like the shortest cut. And he's in his 3rd month right now, and you can see that his fur is not super long yet. It's still pretty manageable. Sometimes I shave his face and his paws, but you know, his fur in general is pretty decent even now. Like, I probably could go on maybe for a 4th month, you know, like this. But it's not as much breeding as you expect. I think the trade-off of having to clean up all the fur versus just having them groomed every 3 or 4 months and then not having fur, I think that's great. And also if you're allergic to dogs, that's another plus. And then not having all of your clothes, that's a big plus. So in terms of grooming, I don't think they need as much as you would typically expect if you're okay with them not having like a certain hairstyle. And yeah, he's been such a good boy, and I just want to call out how good of a boy he's been, because he loves being snuggled and he loves just like looking at you and just paying attention to what you're doing and then following you around. I think at least from having Spock, I've realized like a lot of dogs that are harder to train, you know, they may not be bred a certain way from birth, but if you have a dog that's been bred a certain way, it just makes life so much easier. And genetics, I cannot emphasize enough. Depending on the breed of dog you get, it can really vary on their personality, and you should not expect your dog to be an exception. So if you see that dogs are really energetic, like for example, you see like Jack Russells are really energetic, you should not expect that your puppy is going to be a exception. You know, your puppy may be mellow for a Jack Russell, but they'll probably never be as mellow as a Shih Tzu, you know? So genetics are so important, and with him, because he is a poodle, you know, they're one of the best dogs for obedience. Every class I've taken him to for obedience, he's like always been a star at it. He learns fast, he picks up tricks, and he also doesn't bark, which is a really awesome plus. And that's something that his parents didn't really do as well. So that's been a really good surprise to have him, because some poodles, they do bark, and some dogs, you know, especially small dogs, are very yappy. And then aside from that, what else can I say? I think if you're making a decision, you know, just get one of these. And yeah, I think they're very underrated. I don't really see many of them anymore, at least in San Francisco. I see a lot more like doodle mixes, maybe chihuahuas, but I think toy poodles are so underrated right now. That's why I wanted to make this video. If you like this video, click that like button and subscribe button, and we'll maybe see you all next time. Bye!